It's to Rwanda now, where even though it is not illegal to be gay or lesbian, LGBTQ people have faced problems from the society around them. Many say they faced frequent discrimination. But against this backdrop, one church has decided to tread another path and open its doors wide.
Sunday morning for most Rwandans means going to church, and they're spoiled for choice on where they can go to worship. But many LGBTQ people say they didn't feel welcome in Rwanda's churches until they found this one on the outskirts of the capital, Kigali. I heard about this church, a place that accepts us unconditionally and accepts anyone. And I jumped for joy because this is something new in Rwanda. At the moment, I feel at home here because this is the first time I can freely sing, dance, or talk with other people who are not from the LGBTQ community.
Christians from other churches criticize us. They judge us because of our sexuality, saying we are cursed. In their eyes, we will go to hell, so it is not easy for us to stay here.
The church's leadership made a conscious effort to open up its membership, which is currently at about 100 people. They say another 5,000 from around the country follow their teachings online. The decision to integrate LGBTQ people into our churches came after we saw that they were undesirable in any Christian church. We looked at the scriptures and saw that they are acceptable people like us. That is why we welcomed these people of God. Other churches have distanced themselves from that stance, maintaining that true Christianity cannot be altered.
Behaviors like gay marriages and homosexuality and some of those other things, they are portrayed as sinful behaviors, abominations actually, as a matter of fact. Why? Because every interdiction you find in the Bible is a protection for the community.
It's a common view in Rwanda, which has over 15,000 churches, but with only one outlier providing the unconditional welcome LGBTQ Christians seek.
And to delve deeper into this, I'm joined by Dr. David Ngong. Dr. Ngong is originally from Cameroon and is a professor of religion and theology at Stillman College in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, from where he joins us now. Welcome to DW News Africa. It sounds almost counterintuitive, if you will, a Christian church being open to LGBTQ people. So many churches deny followers who are open about their sexuality. Is this an example, Dr. Ngong, of a church responding to changes in society, to a new reality?
The issue of LGBTQ rights, as you probably know, is a very hot topic among the churches in many African countries. And so this is just an example of a church that is open to welcoming those who have been historically discriminated against, yes.
Dr. Ngong, I'd like for you to take a listen to Reverend Antoine Rutaisire. He is from the Anglican Church of Rwanda, and then I'll come back to you.
It's not the culture that dictates how the Bible should be. It's the Bible that should dictate how the culture will be. And I think that's where people are making mistakes, because they say you should adjust the Bible to the new trends of culture. It's the Bible that gives the guidelines. The Bible is like a lighthouse for spiritual being, at least for the Christians.
So you've heard it there, Dr. Ngong, clear condemnation from the Anglican Church in Africa. Does the church actually practice what it preaches and accept the Bible in its entirety as a, quote, lighthouse for the faithful, close quote?
The correspondence that the preacher is saying that we have to take the Bible to shine the light in society. In a sense, that is right, but also in a sense, the church does not always do that. we see the church all over the place when it comes to some important issues, issues in society. But when it comes to the issue of LGBTQ rights, the church seems to go to the Bible to say, okay, this is what the Bible is saying, and that we have to use the Bible to shine the light on society. But the church is not always following what the church preaches when it comes to that.
It's often said, Dr. Ngong, that homophobia in Africa specifically is a relic of colonialism. But what you've written is that there is a purely African dynamic to homophobic attitudes on the continent. Tell us a little bit more about that, and do you think things will change?
There is a kind of indigenous dynamic to this, but we should also notice that many of the laws that are used against LGBTQ people in many African countries have colonial backgrounds. But that said, I think there is also dynamic of indigenous imagination, indigenous ways of thinking that feed into this. So I speak of the idea of community and the survival of the community. That depends a lot on procreation. So there's the reliance that a community cannot survive if new people are not created, and so often homosexuality is tied to the issue of procreation. So the argument is made that LGBTQ people inhibit procreation.
Wow, interesting. We could go on for a very long time, Dr. Ngong, but we must leave it here. That's Dr. David Ngong. He's Professor of Religion and Theology at Stillman College in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We appreciate your time, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.